Hi, thank you for watching Southern Living Homestead. It's Friday, and Friday in my house is a fun family night. We do family movie dinner night with board games and a movie, fun yummy dinner and dessert. So for dinner tonight, I am actually making chicken Alfredo with peas and bacon over top on top of pasta. I'm gonna make gluten-free pasta for myself and wheat pasta for everyone else. For dessert, I am making strawberry chocolate chip ice cream with cherry chunks inside. Everyone really loves that one a lot. And then I'm also going to try something new where I'm going to be making breakfast today to have ready for tomorrow. And I will be making apple fig pie bars. The apple fig jam is really tasty. It's something I make every summer. I have fig trees out in my backyard. So once it's August, it's fig season and lots of jams are being made. So I'm going to be using that today for breakfast tomorrow. So I hope you enjoy and please watch. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started on the apple fig pie bars. Let's start with that first because I want to get that done in the oven and out of the way. That way I have more counter space to do the other stuff. Alright. Okay, first we're going to need 1 cup of softened butter. I zapped mine for a little bit because mine still was not quite ready, but I need to get a jump start because I have to go pick my daughter up later. So I have quite a bit to get done, and also the 2 kids too. They definitely need some mom time. So I want to be able to give mom time to the boys, get dinner done and ready, and still be able to go pick up my daughter and actually do a little more housework around the house too. It's quite a busy day for Friday. That way we can have fun when everyone's home. So let's go ahead and get started. 2 sticks of butter, which equals 1 cup of butter. So I have those softened. I zapped it for maybe like 20 seconds to that way to get it nice and soft. And then we're gonna need 1 cup and 3/4 of white sugar. Okay, so 2 sticks of butter, 1 3/4 of white sugar. I'm using a 1/4 cup here right now, so. Quite a bit of sugar. Hopefully everyone will really like it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put this away. And now we're going to cream the sugar and the butter together. I'm going to go get my son to help because I know he loves using the mixer. So let me go get him. So I have my little helper here. What are we doing?
We're creaming the butter and sugar.
We're going to cream the butter and sugar. Are you excited to help me? Okay, I'll help you get started and then you can go ahead and take over. Go ahead. You got it?
Yep, I got it.
Alright. While you're doing that, I'm going to get the next ingredients, okay? You're doing good, buddy. Good job. I'm going to grab the vanilla.
I gonna stop the snow so we get that like the water there.
Yeah, you're doing really good.
Ah,
Does it help?
yeah.
Here, you want to do this arm? Here you go.
This one is getting tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, let's go ahead and bump it up, ready? I'll show you what it looks like. Sugar and butter. You want to help again? Ready? Perfect. Good job. How many eggs we have?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Good job. High five, bud. 4 eggs. Alright, so what we're going to do next is we're going to beat in the eggs and the vanilla. So we have 4 eggs, and you know me, I always say save your eggshells for your garden. It's definitely a plus for your garden. Alright, so we need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Do you want to help pour that in? Here, you hold this. Hold it nice and steady. Like lean it right there. Perfect. I'll help you hold it. Alright, go ahead and dump that in. Good job. That's 1 teaspoon. Can you say 1 teaspoon? 1 teaspoon. Perfect. I'll take that right here. All right, now we're going to go ahead and crack the eggs and save the eggshells. One day you'll learn how to crack eggs. All right, so we got one. Okay, crack here. Two. You need to count with me?
1, 2, 3.
3.
We got 4. 4.
4.
Then we got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Good job. Okay, so now we are going to go ahead and beat the eggs together. Got it? Here, hold it right here. There you go. Good job, buddy. We're almost done. That looks really good. Okay, this is really nice and fluffy. So next I need to get all the dry ingredients. I know normally recipes say to mix it in a separate bowl and then dump it in. I'm actually going to use the same bowl because it helps cut back on time in the kitchen with all the dishes. It's less mess for me. It makes it easier to clean up and not have so many dishes to clean at the end. So we're going to go ahead and add all the dry ingredients right on top. I am adding 3 cups of wheat flour on top of the wet ingredients. And my son is looking for some board games for tonight. Alright, so we're going to need a 4th teaspoon of salt. What game did you get? Snakes and ladders. Alright, so a 4th teaspoon of salt.
One is stuck and the other is not stuck.
Oh, we'll go pick out another game. So we have 2 games for tonight. Alright, so again, a 4th teaspoon of salt. We need 1.5 teaspoon of baking powder. So now that I have my dry ingredients on top of my wet ingredients, I'm going to go ahead and mix those together. What other game did you get? Do you know what it's called? Do you know what it's called? Operation. That's a fun game. All right. Can you find Uno too? We'll play Uno later as well. Do you know where that one is? That's fine. So 2 board games and a card game. How's that sound?
Okay, let's get it.
Perfect. Go ahead and find that one. I've never made this recipe before, but I have been eyeing this recipe for a while because I have been dying to use my apple fig jam in like a breakfast bar or a pie, something fun. So this is actually a pie bar. So I was very interested in this recipe. So we were giving it a shot. I have a lot of jam to use up before the new season. So I definitely wanted to incorporate that into a recipe. I always make like apple fig muffins or apple fig oatmeal muffins with it and whip it in, and that's really good. So we're trying something new, but the batter actually kind of looks like a consistency of like a really, like almost like a wet cookie in a way. So let's see how this turns out. It looks good though. All right, so next I'm gonna go ahead and get my baking pan. So I'm gonna go ahead and get one of those. All right, so you need a 10 by 15 pan. This one's very well loved. Nothing wrong with that. Means I've done a lot of cooking. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and grease this on, and I'm gonna pour half the batter onto it and then save about a cup and a half left to put on top of the jam. So go ahead and grease this up. I'm gonna go spray it over top of this kitchen sink. All right, I definitely gave it a good coating. My youngest is taking a nap, and my other son is looking for Uno. So that way we have Uno, Operation, and Snakes and Ladders tonight for family movie night with some board games. I'm not sure yet what movie we're going to be watching. I always try to, you know, find something that's new and out, but I haven't really seen anything, so maybe we'll go through Disney and find like a classic to watch. All right, so I'm going to get a spatula to start putting it on top of here. And it says to save a cup and a half, so I'm going to kind of eye it out. I can only imagine how this would taste making it into gluten-free. I'm going to have to try that. Now, making this wheat first and then making it gluten-free another day. I might have to do that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and spread what I have on here now. All right, I'm going to go ahead and add some more. It's definitely very thick. I ended up putting a little bit more on, so. All right, so I ended up adding more to it than I needed to, so I removed some, so that way I still have some left over for the top. Before I forget, which I'm pretty bad about, I'm gonna preheat the oven to 350. Gets a little busy in here and I forget to set it. So anyways, while that's preheating, I need 2 cups of pie filling. You can use blueberry pie. You probably can use apple pie filling as well. Just cut up the apples a little bit smaller, but still use it. But I am actually going to be using apple fig jam for my pie filling. So I need 2 cups of it. So I went and grabbed 3 jars because I'm not quite sure if that's going to make it. Hey, maybe you might need just a little extra. All right, so we're going to go ahead and dump that into the measuring cup. Look how tasty that looks. I love the consistency I get. Let me grab a spoon, make it a lot easier. definitely think we're going to need the third, so let's go ahead and add that. All right, I'm actually going to use all three of them. It's just a little bit over 2 cups, which is fine. It'll still be really good. I'm excited to use these into a new recipe. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and put the apple fig jam on top. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and spread it around. Smells really good. Hey Charles, do you want to lick the spoon with the apple fig stuff on it? Yeah. All right, come here, bud.
Oh my gosh.
Does it look good?
Yeah.
Is that good? Yeah. All right. Did you want some more? Yeah. Do you want some like applesauce?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right, I'll get another jar. There you go. Let me go grab another jar. Is that good or what?
Good.
Good. Well, the little one would love some as kind of like applesauce. It is really good. Do you want to eat it directly out of this? All right, he's just going to eat it directly out of this. Okay. Don't drop it though, it's glass, okay? Snapping. The other one is having a jar of apple fig jam. It is really tasty. All right, and so I'm going to take the rest of the batter and put it on top of the jam that we just spread down. So let's go ahead and do that. Set that right there. I'm just going to glob it down. So I can kind of spread some of this out over here. I just want to make sure that it's equal in some areas. Okay. Is that good, bud? Good. All right, so my oven is still preheating. I'm going to go ahead and clean up a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and start making some orange juice. That way I have it made for tomorrow. I'm not making it from scratch. I'll show you what I'm making. All right, so I cleaned up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and make concentrate orange juice. It's just something easy. It's nice to have them in the freezer, ready to go. Takes up less space in the fridge. Just put it in the freezer. All right, oven is still preheating. Still preheating. I'm really bad at turning that on right away. One of these days I'll get better. Anyways, my youngest is still sleeping. And my other son, he just finished up a jar of apple fig jam. He really likes it. It's a rainy day here. It's Friday. I think everyone's tired. All right. This will be nice. This way it's ready for tomorrow in the morning. My daughter loves having orange juice with breakfast. My oven is now ready, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven at 350 for 35 minutes. Here's what it looks like. Smells good. Set my timer, 35 minutes. All right, so now that that's in the oven, we're gonna go ahead and start making the ice cream for tonight. It's gonna be, again, strawberry chocolate chip ice cream with cherry chunks in it. It is so good. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the stuff for that. Okay, so I have everything that I need. We are gonna make strawberry chocolate chip cherry ice cream. I'm gonna start putting the ingredients that I need for the base part in the blender. I like blending it up, that way the sugar is smooth. I've tried it where you just mix it with your hand and then put it in the ice cream attachment, but you can taste the grainy sugary part of it. So I'd like to make mine a little extra smooth. But Charles wants to watch and help with this. All right, so we are gonna go ahead and add 1 cup of sugar. Okay.
Can I help?
Let me scoop it out and then you can dump it in, okay?
Yeah. Do we go dump it in?
We're gonna dump it into this.
Oh.
Yeah, let me bring it to you. I'm gonna scoot your chair over. All right, so you're gonna take 1 cup sugar.
What's that?
Well, it's okay. 1 cup. All right. Good job. Now that we have the 1 cup sugar in here, we're gonna need 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. This is the heavy whipping cream. All right. So we need 2 cups. How many cups do we need?
2.
2 cups of heavy whipping cream. And I'll have you help me pour that in, okay? This makes it nice and creamy.
Oh, the bubble.
You see the bubble? All right, help me pour it in there.
Pour.
Nope, nope. See how it's got the spout here? Go by the spout. That would have been all over the kitchen floor. There we go. Yeah, it's different than a measuring cup like this because it doesn't have a spout. See, that has a little spout you can pour it from. So that's what makes it nice on that one. All right, so now that we have the 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, we're gonna need a cup of milk. How many cups of milk? Do you remember? 1 cup?
1 cup.
1 cup of milk. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and measure that out. All right, so 1 cup of milk.
Cleaning the soil
The
and
sugar.
sugar.
All right, you wanna help me pour this one in?
It's cleaning the sugar.
It's gonna mix with it soon.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got that.
When you blend this, gonna mix in milk.
It will mix all together. All right, then you need 2 cups of strawberries. You can use fresh, but since I'm using frozen, I'm actually doing 3 cups because I want a little bit more. And I know when you let the actual frozen strawberries thaw, it's probably gonna equal out about 2 cups. So I did 3 cups of frozen strawberries. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put the strawberries in here, okay?
It's cleaning the end.
Yeah, it's gonna mix all in there. Now we gotta find the lid. All right, so I'm gonna put the lid on. You want to give it a little cut? Good job, bud. All right. We're actually also going to add in a ½ teaspoon of vanilla. He's sleeping. So let me do this one, okay? So we're going to add a ½ teaspoon of vanilla.
I can put it.
Whoops.
Oh.
A little extra. Okay. Whoop. So that makes a little over a half. All right. Now we're going to add a ½ tablespoon of the cherry juice. And we're going to add a dash of salt. Here, give me your hand. Like this. Let me put it on your hand. Cup it like that. You cup it. Can you go ahead and dump that in there? Can you reach it? And they go like this. Good job. All right, so now we got our salt in there. All right, now we're gonna put the lid back on. Okay. And then go ahead and hit power. Now hit medium. I'm going to clean up a little bit and then I will get the chocolate chips out so we can go ahead and chop those up nicely. So we cleaned up a little bit so we have a little more working space, and the apple fig pie bars smell really good. Do they smell good? They smell good, huh? Are you going to eat one when they're done? Yeah. Alright, so we got our base mixed. Oh, there's Connor. I gotta go get him. We'll be right back. Alright, my little one is up from a nap. They're hanging out back there. I have my KitchenAid ice cream attachment all ready to go. I've had it in the freezer for over 24 hours. That way it's nice and cold. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my mixture and pour it in. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the ice cream maker. I'm going to use a cup of chocolate chips, and I'm going to chop them up in my Cuisinart little chopper. The apple fig pie bars are done, so I'm going to go ahead and pull those out. I have the KitchenAid set for 25 minutes. These look beautiful. Actually, still some left in here. I'm going to go ahead and dump those out. Alright, I'm going to let the apple fig pie bars cool down, and then once they're cooled, then I'm going to add a little drizzle, like a glaze on top. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and chop up the chocolate chips so that way they're nice and fine. So it is done. So I'm going to go ahead and add the chocolate chips to it. I'm going to slowly add them in. You can see my little ones playing in the background. Alright, I'm going to get something to help scrape it in. I like wiping down the edges of the container so that way when I put the lid on top, it securely closes. So when I put it in the freezer, it's good to go. I am making the glaze for the apple fig pie bars, and I am using 1.5 cups of powdered sugar. You will need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 2 tablespoons of milk. You're going to want to mix it until you get a smooth consistency. Make sure that your pie bars are cool before you drizzle the glaze over top. My son was ready to try some. I love how thick and fluffy the pie bars turned out. I don't think these will last long in the house. Everyone's going to be very happy. Cutting it with the spatula was very tricky, so I decided to try a pizza slicer. It actually worked very well. I'm very excited breakfast is made for the weekend, and I can actually enjoy my Saturday morning with the kids and not be in the kitchen all day. All right, ice cream turned out awesome. Tastes really good. Great consistency. It is in the freezer right now. That will be nice and ready for tonight after dinner. The apple fig pie bars turned out really good. I didn't eat them, but my son tasted them, loves them. And now I'm going to go ahead and start on dinner. I am going to do the chicken Alfredo with peas and bacon on top over pasta. So first I'm going to go ahead and pan sear the bacon directly in the Ninja Foodie Possible Cooker Pro. So I'm going to go ahead and start that. Alright, so I'm going to turn the Ninja on to power, and then I'm going to go sear, saute, and I'm going to hit start. I'm going to do the whole packet of bacon. It won't go to waste in my house. I'm not going to use all of it tonight on the dish, but there will be extra. Maybe I can do tuna sandwiches with bacon on it. Everyone likes tuna in here, so. Alright, so even though it's turning on to heat, and I'm just going to go ahead and start laying them in. Hang on, Connor. Hey, Charles, can you get Connor a toy? Can you find him either the turtle or the green funnel? The chewy one? I will be right back. I'm going to cut up half a small white onion. I'm going to set it aside until I'm ready to use them. You will need 4 garlic cloves, I'm going to chop up the garlic cloves and set them aside until I'm ready to use them. I am checking on the bacon and flipping it over. It's definitely going to need a little bit longer, but it's looking good. Pulling out the bacon after 5 minutes, sauteing in the Ninja Foodi Possible Cooker. I put in some more bacon. The house is smelling really good. It smells like bacon. For this dish, I am taking 2 boneless, skinless chicken breasts, and I'm going to butterfly them both. I am almost done cooking up all the bacon. As you can see, I have a paper towel on top of a plate, and I've placed the bacon on top. That way it soaks up all the grease. I am making the dry rub for the chicken that I'm going to rub on it. First, you'll need 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. Here's where I decided to make the white Alfredo actually pink. So I'm adding 1 tablespoon of paprika. I thought this would be fun for Friday night. My daughter loves pink. It'll give it a pink tint and it'll make it really pretty. Now you need 1 tablespoon of onion powder. And 1 tablespoon of basil. I cannot wait for fresh basil this summer. Lastly, I added a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now I'm going to mix the spices together until it's well blended. The bacon is finally finished. I'm going to pull it out, set it aside with the other bacon. I'm going to leave the Ninja on sear saute high and leave the bacon grease in there. I'm going to take the white onions and saute them directly on the grease. It won't take too long for them to saute as it's very hot still. In the meantime, I'm going to take the chicken breast and I'm going to take the spice rub and I'm going to rub it on the chicken breast. The onions are nice and sauteed. They look great, nice color, very soft. So I'm going to go ahead and add the chicken and pan sear the chicken each side, not for long, because I will be turning it to slow cooker. I'm taking the extra spices on the cutting board and placing it on top of the chicken. I let the chicken pan sear for about 45 seconds and then I flipped it over. I am now adding the chopped garlic on top. I am now going to pour the Classico Alfredo sauce on top. I used creamy Alfredo for this. I'm shaking out the rest of the remainder of the creamy Alfredo sauce, and I'm going to go ahead and set the Ninja to slow cooker and setting it at 5 hours on low. I am taking milk and I'm going to add it to my Classico jar, put the lid on top, and then I'm going to shake it up and add it into my crock pot. This way I get all the extra creamy Alfredo from the jar. Instead of adding water, I'm adding milk. Gives it a good creamy flavor. Using frozen peas for this recipe, and I'm going to take 1 cup of it and add it to the slow cooker. Now you're going to take 1 cup of grated Parmesan cheese and add it. You can actually get a block of Parmesan cheese and shred it yourself and use that, but this is what I had on hand, so this is what I'm using. Now I'm going to mix it in all together and incorporate the cheese and the peas into the sauce. I love the color that the paprika has given the Alfredo sauce. I think it's going to be a big hit. Now that it's all mixed in, I'm going to put the lid on and let it go for 5 hours. Dinner smells really good in the crock pot. I am going to go ahead and start making the pasta. The kids are actually playing a game right now, so I'm going to get the pasta going and getting that done and out of the way. And then I can set it aside, let it cool, and then put it in the refrigerator. And then once it is dinner time, I can go ahead and pull it out and just heat it up and plate it on the plates and put the sauce on the top. So I have gluten-free pasta, regular wheat pasta, and they both will get their own individual pots. And I always put mine in the smaller pot because I am the gluten-free one, so that way I know which one is which, and the rest of the family gets the larger pot with their wheat pasta. Hang on, Connor. This is the small pot for the gluten-free pasta. This is the larger pot for the wheat pasta. I also use 2 different forks, a smaller fork for the gluten-free pasta, a larger fork for the wheat pasta. That way they do not get cross-contaminated. Whenever I cook gluten-free things with the family stuff, I always try to make it to where it's easy to know which one's which. So for the wheat pasta, they're going to get a bigger pot, bigger fork. For the gluten-free pasta, they're going to get a smaller pot, smaller fork. Each one has their own thing. That makes it easier to tell. That way I don't have any wheat at all. So be safe than sorry. So we have 1 hour and 54 minutes left on it. I'm going to show you what it looks like. By adding the paprika, it definitely gets given it a different color. I wanted something fun for Friday. Normally Alfredo is white, but with adding the paprika, it's given it a different tint of color. So it's going to be really pretty. I thought it'd be fun for the kids. Once it gets closer to being done, I'm actually going to add more Parmesan cheese and a little heavy whipping cream to just thicken it up a little bit more. So it looks really good, smells amazing. Can't wait to eat it. The reason why I wanted to get the water started now is because the kids are actually playing a game together. So I have a moment to sneak off to try to get the water going, get the pasta in, get it cooked. I'm going to let it cool down. And then when it's time to eat, I can pull it out of the fridge and then just zap it and heat what we need and then just plate it all up. That way it makes it a lot easier instead of when everyone's really hungry and then I'm rushing to try to get everything done. This way I'm a little ahead of the game. As you can hear, they're having fun back there playing. So yeah, can't wait to eat. We have, let's see, 1 hour and 48 minutes left on the crock pot. So yeah, we'll be eating at a good time. When I go to put my pasta in the fridge, I actually put them in different bowls too. That way I'll use this one for the wheat pasta and I'll use this one for the gluten-free pasta. That way it does not get mixed up and everyone knows which one is which.
When the pasta is done and is ready to be strained, I always make sure that my gluten-free pasta is done first. That way I strain that one first and use the same strainer and then strain the wheat pasta. That way my gluten-free one is always done first with a clean strainer.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pull out the chicken. I'm actually on the hour mark right now. That way I can go ahead and shred it up into the sauce. You can hear the kids laughing. It's Friday. Looks beautiful. All right, let me show you what the chicken looks like. Chicken looks like, and I'm gonna shred it up and I'm gonna put it back in. We are at an hour and 5 minutes left. So I am gonna add an additional half cup of Parmesan cheese because I'm kind of stretching the Alfredo sauce that I had in the jar, and I'm kind of making it like a pink Alfredo, I guess you could say, because the color looks pink from the paprika. How's it going, bud? Okay, so half a cup. And then I'm going to add 1/4 cup of the heavy whipping cream. So this is going to be like really extra Parmesan, cheesy kind of flavor. The kids like it though. Something fun. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and mix that. I'm going to go ahead and pour this in, and I'm going to stir it around. Hi!
Instead of shredding it up, I decided to cut it up to make sure my kids were actually eating enough chicken. So I'm cutting them all up into bite sizes for them. As I'm cutting up the chicken, I'm putting it back in the crock pot for the remainder hour that it has to cook. Now that the plates are all plated, I'm going to go ahead and cut up the bacon that I cooked earlier and place it on top. That way it has a nice crisp, crunchy bite to it. Everyone enjoyed dinner, and now it's dessert time.
Thank you for watching Southern Living Homestead. I hope you enjoyed what I cooked and have a great day.